All right, let's get into one of the most satisfying skills you can have out in the wild, starting a fire when literally everything around you is damp and cold. You know, this isn't just about survival, it's about being resourceful. It's about mastering the elements and creating a little bubble of warmth and hope when things get tough.
I want you to just picture this for a second. You are cold, you are wet. Every single thing you touch is just soaked through. The idea of a fire, it seems like a total fantasy. And that chill you're feeling, that's not just the damp air. That is the very real, very serious risk of hypothermia starting to creep in. It's a miserable spot to be in, not just for your body, but for your head too.
But this is where we make a shift. We go from looking at the problem to finding the solution. And the most important tool you have for this, well, it's not your knife, it's not your fire starter. It's what's right between your ears. It's all about the bushcraft mindset.
So what exactly is this bushcraft mindset? Well, think of it like a philosophy. It's the idea that you use your skills, your knowledge of the woods, to not just survive out there, but to actually thrive. It's about looking at a challenge, like a whole forest full of wet wood, and seeing it as a puzzle, an opportunity to get creative and to take charge of your situation.
And this comparison right here, this really nails it. On one hand, you've got the victim mentality. You just see wet logs. You feel hopeless. It's passive. But the bushcraft mindset, that's active. That way of thinking knows that even in the soggiest, most useless-looking log, there's a dry, flammable core just waiting for you. It's a small change in how you see things, but it changes absolutely everything.
Okay, so let's put that mindset into practice. Time for our first hands-on step, finding your fuel. We're going to go on a hunt to uncover the dry stuff that's hiding in all that dampness.
See, the secret is knowing where to look. First thing you want to do? Look inside. Grab those wet logs that everyone else would ignore and split them open. The wood in the very center is almost always bone dry. Second, seek out natural shelter. Look under big rock overhangs or under the thick branches of evergreen trees, places where the rain couldn't get to. And third, my favorite, hunt for resin. Pine trees and other conifers are your best friends here. That sticky sap is basically nature's fire starter. It's incredibly flammable.
And this brings up a really important point. You don't want to be learning this stuff for the first time in a real emergency. The time to get good at this is on a fun, safe camping trip when the pressure's off. Practice isn't a chore, it's part of the adventure. It's what builds the confidence you need to turn a scary situation into a totally manageable challenge.
All right, you found your dry fuel. Awesome. The next crucial piece of the puzzle is preparing your tinder. This is that super delicate, super flammable stuff that's going to catch your spark and, breathe life into your fire.
And this is where being resourceful is so much fun. Of course, you can make beautiful, fine shavings from the dry core of a log. That's a classic. But you can also improvise. That little bit of lint in your pocket? Amazing tinder. Got some cotton balls and a tube of chapstick with petroleum jelly? Smear it on there and you've got a perfect, long-burning fire starter. You can even use fine steel wool or squirt some hand sanitizer on a small piece of cloth. The trick is to stop seeing stuff and start seeing resources.
Now, look, having the right materials, that's only half the story. How you build your fire is just as critical, especially when the ground is wet. So let's talk about a classic, super reliable structure, the TP method.
This whole method is designed to protect your tiny little flame. So first things first, you need to create a platform, a piece of bark, some green sticks, anything to get your tinder up off the cold, damp ground. Second, put your tinder bundle right there on the platform and get it lit. Third, and this is the important part, you're going to gently build a little teepee of your smallest, driest kindling over the flame. This shape lets air get in, but it shields the flame. Finally, as that little fire gets stronger, you can start adding bigger and bigger pieces of dry fuel.
And once you've got that fire roaring, congratulations. But you've done so much more than just create heat. And this really gets to the heart of it all, the psychology of the flame. It takes us right back to that bushcraft mindset we started with.
Because a fire is just so much more than warmth. It's security. It's this crackling, glowing beacon of hope that literally pushes the darkness and the cold away. Out in the wild, that fire becomes the heart of your camp. It's your kitchen, your clothes dryer, and it's where you find the mental strength to keep pushing forward. It is a huge morale booster.
And that feeling of accomplishment, of creating comfort and safety with your own two hands from the stuff around you, that's what this is all about. That's mastering a skill. It turns the wilderness from something you fear into a place you understand. So, I guess that just leaves one question for you. What skill are you going to master on your next adventure?